All right, now I'm going to say this all over again. This next one is in a genre that I do like when there is innovation in that genre. For instance, well, I won't say this until we actually get to it, but it's just for a long time they had this particular genre, and we're going to get into that. Everybody who's watching the live stream already knows, but they had this specific, if you saw me earlier, because I made a mistake before and revealed what it is on accident, but basically they had this genre, and there was a bunch of games that came out for it all at once, and some of them were great, some of them were just whatever, and but a couple of them had some really great innovations that I really did like. Most of them were the exact same thing with a different skin and a couple of different gimmicks. Hopefully this one has something unique. Let's check it out. We're watching the trailer for Atomfall, official features trailer. Coming at us from IGN. We're going to like the video. So with the Chrome extension, we can see it's got 298,000 views, 6,000 likes, and 84 dislikes. Great ratio. Get a fresh look at Atomfall in this new Atomfall trailer for the upcoming single-player survivor action RPG. By the way, single-player survivor action RPG is the genre, or the survivor RPG is the genre. The latest Atomfall trailer shows what you can expect as you explore its world, including combat, different characters you'll meet, mysteries to uncover, and enemies you'll fight. Atomfall will be available on Game Pass on day one, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows PC via Steam, and Epic Games Store. PS5 and PlayStation 4 on March 27, 2025. Set in the aftermath of a nuclear disaster, Atomfall tasks players with solving the mystery of what happened at the Wind-scale nuclear power station. To solve this, you will need to navigate military encampments, delve through abandoned bunkers below ground, and risk your life in pagan ruins. Central to the dark mystery are the host of eccentric characters and cryptic organizations that inhabit the quarantine zone. These individuals have been cut off from the outside world for years and left to their own devices, so are anything but normal. But be careful, they aren't all friendly, and you will need to get to grips with an array of ranged and melee weapons if you are to survive. So this sounds more like just an open world RPG, rather than this sounds more like an open world RPG rather than an open world survivor game. Because what I think of open world survivor game, one of the big ones that I really loved that had a bunch of innovation was Subnautica. I thought Subnautica Below Zero was good, but it wasn't as good as the first one. Now they're coming out with Subnautica 2, and I'm so excited. But then you had, or it kind of, as I was reading this, it kind of sounded like The Forest. The Forest was another one that was good. It was single player only. Subnautica was as well. I'm not into the multiplayer ones really, because there's just not a whole lot of reason. Yeah, just there's not a whole lot going on with those. No story to connect with. But with Subnautica, you actually had a story you played through. The Forest, you had a story to play through. But you basically was an open world survivor game. There were a couple other like in The Forest, no characters. Subnautica, no characters. In Subnautica Below Zero, there was one character you met briefly, and that was it. But basically, that's what it kind of sounded like. But then it says that there's a bunch of other characters you have to interact with, which basically sounds like an open world RPG rather than a survival game. Well, let's check it out. We got a 1 minute and 45 second trailer. Here we go.
Rated M for mature.
All right. Ooh.
Is anybody there? I need help.
Okay.
What are you doing in here? You're trapped
So,
in the quarantine
this
zone
looks
of a
like...
full-scale atom plant.
So this doesn't look like an open world survival. This doesn't look like a survival game. This looks like an open world RPG. It's probably going to have some survival elements, but I think to call it an open world survivor game, single player survivor action RPG, just kind of is a little bit misleading, and people might think it's a little different than what it is. Here we go.
Hey up, stranger. Not saying you were on this stretch before?
Okay. Yeah, so this is...
New faces often mean trouble, and yet they bring new opportunities.
It's not
too.
showing me any survival elements either. So just to be very clear, like all this stuff, if there were no other people and it was just you alone trying to survive out in the wilderness or something while also discovering some mystery, that's what the forest is. That's also basically what Subnautica is. If this was saying things like survive, find food, build a base, fight against the forces of nature and discover the mystery. Those are things survival craft games, or survival games and survival craft games as well, do. Not showing a bunch of characters talking, and different things.
If you choose to enter the woods.
What's on your mind, dear?
Come into the light where I can see you.
Scavenge. Okay. Survive. But survive what?
Keep your eyes open. The voice.
Maybe there's a hunger element?
You're not welcome here.
Okay.
Oi. Back off.
Yeah, I mean, really, it just looks like an open world RPG. I'm wondering what the survival elements are. Yeah, so March 27th, you can pre-order it now. And then they've got all of the deluxe editions. 3-day early unlock, I never do any of that. I pre-order games so that way I can play them. I can play them for the channel, but I do not ever... I wouldn't pre-order games unless I knew that I really, really knew that I was going to like it. This is a $50 game. Okay, I can get it. So it says here, action, adventure, action RPG. Where is the survival elements in it? Basically, like what I'm thinking is, yeah, you'll need to scavenge for supplies, craft weapons, item, and fight desperately to make it out alive. That is not a survival game. I'm sorry. Like, Fallout New Vegas has a mode where you can turn it on, like basically you turn it on and your character needs water and food and water or they'll die after a certain periods of time. You have to keep your character fed and give them water. That doesn't make that game a survival game. It makes it an RPG with a little extra challenge, in survival elements to the game, in adding survival elements to the game. This seems to have even less than that. Yeah, basically, I don't understand why this would be a survival game. It doesn't seem like your character has to eat or drink or, grow food or hunt or anything to survive. Just because it says survive in the trailer doesn't mean it's an actual survival game. That's really goofy. All right, well, $50 game. Let's see what people say here. Finally, a game set in the fictional land of England. Rebellion finally makes a new game that isn't another Sniper Elite. Hey, heard oi and fack off in one trailer, like being home. Fallout with a cup of tea. Yeah, I wouldn't say Fallout. The correlation between Atomfall and Fallout is that both relate to the aftermath of a nuclear explosion. Atomfall can be broken down into atom, whatever, and fall. Okay. Describe what? Okay, that's stupid. At first, I thought it was something like Stalker. Actually, that's what I thought. Stalker, Chernobyl, or whatever. But then it looked more like a Fallout. Yeah. See, yeah, it's like Fallout and BioShock. I actually think that's a great way to describe it. Like this person said, it looks more like a BioShock. I'm not so sure. Is Atomfall an open world game? So Avowed is not an open world game. Atomfall open world? Okay. I'd like to know me, but it looks like it's not complete. More like Resident Evil Village, Metro Exodus, Tomb Raider. Okay, it says that it's designed to be an open world, so we'll have to see. Open world games can be good. They can also be really bad because the open world can actually fight against the quality of the experience. Okay, I mean, hey, $50. It's not full price, so maybe it's like a shorter game with a couple of other things that make it a little less expensive. But yeah, so check it out when it comes out. on March 27th, guys. But otherwise, we're going to move on to the next one. Here we go. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch and join the Discord where you can voice chat with me while I live stream and you won't be recorded or anything on YouTube and Twitch, so that's pretty cool. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. If you like to read, you can see my after-action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some merch from my spring store. The links for everything are in the description below.